We get basketball underway at the Cooper Center, Monroeville, Alabama. The number 11 ranked team in the country in Pearl River, taking on an upset-minded Coastal Alabama North. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage. Rebounded immediately by Key, taking a look at the starters as it's dropped in by the second best three-point shooter in the ACCC Division II, Tajay Young. Off the glass, no good for Jasmine Jackson. Looking at the starters for North, it is Taylor Murph, Tajay Young, Tiffany Goodman, Tamira Smalls, and Tashana Key. As it is back over to Goodman. Fakes the three, puts up the two, just a little bit long. Rebounded by Jalea Smith. Off the rim with a three try from Bell. Jasmine Jackson, Corey Ware, Phelan Payne, Madison Bell, and Jayla Smith. All in the starting lineup for Pearl River. Put in play to Young, quickly to Key. In traffic, shot no good from Murph, but she did draw the foul. So Murph to the strike. Opening stanza of play, 3-zip Coastal Alabama North lead, 3-6 on the year, taking on a 9-0 and 11th ranked Pearl River. Murph, a 68% free throw shooter. Couple of games this afternoon. In Bay Minette, Jason Thompson there for Coastal South in Tallahassee. And that is slated for a 5:30 tip. Into the corner, three off the rim. Will not drop in for Ware. Jump ball and the possession arrow favoring Pearl River. Put in play from the baseline. Into Hilliard. That is Rajane Hilliard, the sophomore, checking into the lineup. And draws the foul down low. And Pearl River looking for their first points from the strike. Well, we are in the crow's nest. And we can vouch for the fact that heat does indeed rise. It is warm up here in the crow's nest. I thought it would be April or May before I broke out into a sweat again, but a little warm today. And the foul call, that is a push. Charge to the Coyotes. And again, putting it in play is Pearl River. Paris Gilmore into the game. In play to Hilliard. That is Gilmore with it. Works it to the left side, feeds into the corner. Back it goes to Gilmore. Shot clock at 4. Off balance, but good. And it's a 2-point game. First 5 belonging to the Coyotes. The next 3 compliments of the Wildcats. Coyotes 1-4 at home. On the road, Pearl River is 2-0. And there is a foul apparently called on Small. So to Myra Smalls, the number 1 rebounder in Division II basketball in the ACCC. Picking up the personal. Pearl River trying to tie it up, maybe take the lead depending on shot selection. Coyotes prefer it as is. Hilliard, down low look. That is Sydney Lewis, tying the game up at 5. Goodman to Murph. And she gets fouled. Pearl River out of Region 23. The ACCC is Region 22. And this Pearl River squad has faced Region 22 more than Region 23 in this juncture in the season. Not uncommon out of conference play. Taking a look at Murph to see if there was a little blood around the cheek. Into the ball game, Janeria Lennox. In play to Goodman. Back it goes to Murph. 5 apiece game. Goodman with the lean in, trying to bank it, rebounded by Keys. And then taken away by Hilliard. Into the paint. Somebody might have got a hand on it. Lennox coming up with a loose ball. And then she is literally grasped by Gilmore. And Gilmore will come out of the game. Into the contest goes Natasha Barnes. Murph out for the Coyotes. Ariel Gilchrist coming in. And we are already at the bonus. Wow, 2.5 minutes into the ball game. And the Coyotes already shooting free throws. Lennox to the line, a 56% free throw shooter. Averages a little better than 8 per game. Well, you gotta like the effort. Gilchrist was going to put it in play for Pearl River, and Pearl River was going to let her. Hey, if you can get away with it, but she didn't. Topside it goes, Paxton Hervey in, or Peyton Hervey. Hillard with a miss. Put back. It's in for Smith. The and one could give Pearl River their first lead of the game. Very good free throw shooting team at 71%. Coyotes jumped out to the 5-zip lead. 3 straight from the Wildcats, then a little back and forth. And there is the Pearl River first lead of the game. Goodman to Young, left open for the 3. She'll nail it. 2 of 2 from long range by Young. Davis sending it back out front to Hilliard. And is Smith. And a little push. That'll be charged to Gilchrist. And now you've got Pearl River shooting the bonus. So we're not halfway through the first stanza, and both teams will spend the rest of the first quarter shooting free throws. Smith, a 64% free throw shooter, 5 points a game. Getting her 8th start of the year. One of 2 turns it into a 1-point game. Shante Sanders in. Keys coming out for the Coyotes. Small, check that, Murph back in. And Young coming out. Flipped over to Murph. Got out of the double team to Gilchrist. Trying to lob it down low to Sanders. It is taken away by Lewis. Ball lost in traffic. Coyotes with the numbers. Murph for 2. Fed into the corner to Hervey. There is contact, and she committed the offensive. Just a little bit of that elbow. And that is going to bring us to the first timeout. It is of the media variety. 4:54 to go in the first. Coyotes up by 3.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
And a little technical difficulty. Cameron didn't want to cut back from commercial to live. What you got was a turnover on the trip down by the Coyotes. Near the elbow, Smith with it. Outside of the arc to Jackson. Down low drive, shot missed, but an opportunity at the line for Sydney Lewis. Sydney Lewis, a 56% free throw shooter, one of 2 double-digit scorers for Pearl River. Obviously, they spread the wealth around. You see how many different faces have been on the floor in the opening stanza. And you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players averaging 5 points or more a game. Gilchrist to Murph. Down low to Sanders. And you got a walk by Sanders after the reach in by Smith. It has been a lengthy opening stanza. Compliments of the litany of fouls. There have been at least 10. Down low it goes to Lewis. It's a 12 apiece game. Fed into the corner to Gilchrist. Got down low, couldn't get it to drop. Rebounded by Jackson. Pull-up jumper from just outside of the lane. Shot no good, but Michaela Riley got fouled. And Riley to the strike. As Key comes back into the game, Young back into the game too for the Coyotes. Lennox and Sanders exiting. Riley, an 82% free throw shooter. Young to Gilchrist. Murphy's got it. Into the paint. Loose ball retrieved by Jackson. Fed to the other end of the floor. Banked off the window. That is Lewis, prompting a Coyote timeout with 3:03 remaining in stanza number 1.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, Coyotes. That's the Pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
Wildcats opening up a 5-point lead. Goodman into the paint, lost it, battling to get it back is Key, and does briefly. Able to send it over to Murph. What a great job by Key. Young to Murph. Slides through defenders. Swatted into the air. Goodman won't be able to get the shot off, and it is a shot clock violation. So Pearl River to put it in play. Coyotes back at home on Friday, taking on LBW. That obviously one of the games that really matters. Not that this one doesn't, but you definitely won those conference games. Coyotes have played one thus far, one at Enterprise, and have their second of the year coming up. 3-ball from Jackson. In play to Young. Murph getting it across midcourt on the alignment 10. Into the ball game is Kylie Crusoe. And Crusoe stepped out with it. I do see a bandage underneath the eye of Murph, and I didn't get a real good look at the eye, but it looked like it might be a little swollen. Of course, that could be the bandage making it look that way. Inside, a couple of minutes to play in the first. A walk down low from Riley. Coyote basketball, 8-point Wildcat lead. Murph able to get it to Goodman. And Goodman is fouled. Her only points of the night thus far coming from the stripe. And that's where she will head at the 126 mark. Goodman, a big contributor to that ACCC winning team a year ago. Averaging 9 a game. Coming up at halftime, we talk with Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC. Goodman's been perfect at the stripe. 4 for 4. Fed down low to Hilliard. Hilliard getting it back, and the second try gets her 2. Murph at the charity stripe sends it into the corner. Young mishandled briefly, got it back. Goodman. Murph back over to Goodman. Goodman drives just outside the paint. First field goal of the game for Goodman, 6 in the contest. A 6-point game. Riley, spin move, ran into Crusoe. There is a foul. And that is going to be called on, I think, Goodman. Yep, it is Goodman. I think she kind of stayed seated for a bit going, hey, maybe if they don't see my numbers, I won't be charged with a foul. Riley shooting 17 seconds away from the end of the first. And we've almost brought you to a tip for Tallahassee and Coastal Alabama South that happens at 5:30. Now, we don't want you going there. Maybe you could, put up a couple of computers, one on that one on this one, maybe watch it on the phone or vice versa. Riley, again, a very good free throw shooter, 82%. This is a Wildcat squad that put 102 on the board against Enterprise State. Leading it by 8. Crusoe to Murph. Back over it goes to Murph. Might be the last possession of the quarter. Young's got 2 threes. Tries the 2, it is just a wee bit short. Rebounded by Jackson, and time runs out on the first. 1 quarter in, Pearl River leading it by 8.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. We don't care where you've been, only where you're going and how we can help you get there. Here, instead of getting lost in the crowd, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. You'll experience new possibilities and emerge stronger, more knowledgeable, together. That's the pack. That's coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Quarter number 2 gets underway in an 8-point contest, 24-16. Key backing her way in for 2. Bell with it out front. It goes to Jackson. Bell again, top side with it. That is Lewis from the stripe. Back to an 8-point game. Crusoe giving it to Murph behind the back with a dribble. Shot up. Just a little bit strong. Jackson with a rebound. 3 off the rim, no good for Smith. And these are the possessions where the Coyotes would love to seize on the opportunity after the miss, trying to cut into the advantage. That is Goodman for 3. Lewis coming up with the rebound. Coast to coast, not there for Bell. And she rams into the wall, fortunately for her, a padded wall. And you got a jump ball, and the possession arrow will keep us on the Pearl River into the floor. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need two more subscribers to hit 5,400. Now, you know us. We're not going to be satisfied with 54 for long, but we will savor the moment. And then be on our way to 55, but 2 gets us to 54. So if you haven't already signed up for our YouTube channel, just click on the subscribe button and you'll make our whole staff, our whole crew tonight, me, happy. Stolen away by Murph. Feeds it into the paint. Off the rim for Rihanna Jean. Jean checking into the game out off Pearl River. I almost said Poplarville. They are in Poplarville, but they're not Poplarville Community College. Might have been at some point. I don't know. I do not know the history. But Poplarville, pretty popular. Jimmy Buffett spent some time there. A little country group now called, I think it is Chapel something. I should know my country music better, but I don't. But they are from Poplarville as well. Key not able to get it off in the line at 30. My start in the broadcast industry began in country music, 1977. But by about 83, 84, I wasn't in country radio anymore. So the limits to my country music knowledge is about 77 to 84. Maybe a tad before and a tad beyond. So I'm not sure the name of the group from Poplarville. Stolen away by Smalls, back into the game and lays it up and in. And I know you're going, wait a minute, 77 you started. That means simply that you are old. Well, yep, there is some truth to that. Having all kinds of little quirks going on. Lost our camera feed briefly. Back now. I should have known it might get a little quirky tonight. Did a show earlier in the day, and it had all kinds of technical issues, but that was in a different spot. I guess the technical snafus have followed us. Put in play from the baseline. Let's see if we're about to get a change on the shot clock. Official stopping play. And now the official's conferring. So my assumption is it is related to either the game or shot clock. And there we go. It was indeed that shot clock. Thrown out of bounds in a 6-point game. Well, it rolled into a corner where there were all kinds of basketballs, and now they're trying to find that game ball again. You see that rack of basketballs behind Crusoe. Hit the rack, sent several out of the rack, and took a minute to figure out which one was the game ball. Into the corner, Crusoe putting up the long two, just a little too long. Riley and Jean paddling for it. Jean gets it. Lennox with a miss on the three. Opportunity to cut the lead in half. But instead, Pearl River on the other end of the floor, and Jackson with a miss. Rebounded by Lennox. Crusoe too tall with the toss to Small, but it will go off Hilliard. So the Coyotes still with possession. Still with an opportunity to trim a little more off of a 6-point lead. Key. It is blocked by Lewis. And that is Bell hurdling Small ahead of the other end of the floor. Stolen away by Jean. Missed the lay-in. Smith going the other way. Too strong on the two try. Lewis. Contact with Lennox. And it'll be a foul called on Lennox. Surprisingly, that is only the first foul committed in the second stanza. Halfway through the first, both teams were shooting free throws. But here in the second, we get our first foul at the 5:27 mark. Wildcats to put it in play from underneath their hoop. Lewis too strong with the 2. Rebounded by Sanders, and Sanders fouled by Hearby. Well, you talk about no fouls, and you get 2 within the span of 6 seconds. Goodman to Young. Over to Young, and she'll walk with it. Murph coming into the game. Jean out. Gilchrist in. Smalls out. Five minutes to play in the half. Jackson off the glass. Lead back to 8. Stolen away. That is Smith with the steal. Jackson thinking about the 3. Get the side of the backboard. And Young coming up with a loose ball. Young to Gilchrist, trying to get it down low to Goodman. Sanders will get it all by herself after Bell went for the steal and wound up on the hardwood. From the corner, off the rim with a 3 try from Smith. Gilchrist, coast to coast for 2. It is a 4-point game. Bell top side, Young defending. Lewis to Hearby, back to Lewis. That is Jackson with it. Shot clock dwindling, jumper off the mark. Ball on the floor, picked up by Jackson. Lewis into the paint. Off the window and rim, wrapped up by Murph. And a chance for the Coyotes to make it a 1-possession game. Goodman misses. Jackson with the rebound. Bell again with it out front. And that is off of Gilchrist. And I think we're to the media timeout. Almost forgot it because it's been so long after the halves without a dead ball, but we've got one now. And we will take it as your media timeout. Now there's a pack of Coyotes. And if a bunch of youngins weren't a handful, got a dog here too. That's talent there now. We've got one little fur baby at the house, and that is struggling up. He's got a fur baby and 3 babies. .246 to play. Stolen away, just thrown right into the hands of Goodman. Coyotes cut it to 2. That is Gilmore with it, and she will draw the foul. So Gilmore to the line. Trying to expand this slight lead of 2. Over the upset-minded Coyotes. Got a long way to go, but just a 2-point game, 2:22 away from halftime. And from that conversation with Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC. 1 of 2, Bell back into the game. Three-point contest. Batted into the air and taken away by Hervey. Leans in, it winds up in the sky, and Hilliard able to get it. Fed underneath and dropped in by Ware. Murph bringing it into the paint. Lost it there, picked up by the Wildcats. That is Sanya Smith, who is into the game. Bell's got it front side. Young defending. Smith to Bell. She'll put up the 3, and she will hammer it home. Travel by Murph. Wildcats to put it in play from the sideline. Lewis to Bale. Lewis trying to get around Goodman. Height mismatch. Goodman the miss, ball on the floor. And you got a jump ball or a timeout. Might have got a Pearl River timeout before the jump ball. And I think that is what the officials are discussing now. And let's see. Well, based on how the teams are congregating, we've apparently got a timeout in. 49 seconds left in the half. Well, there is the police chief of Monroeville. And yeah, basketball coach as well for the ladies here. I don't know, but I think if I were a basketball player, that would get my attention. A little more than just the average coach. The moisture on the floor. It is a rainy night. As a matter of fact, it was pouring a little earlier. I'm not sure now what it's like out there, but it is very moist on the outside. And according to weather predictors, when the rain ends, the cool weather is back. Lewis with a miss. Rebounded by Goodman. Into the corner, Young off on her first miss from three-point range. Murph from the stripe, short. Lewis with it. Bell defended by Gilchrist. Shot clock to 10. Down to Lewis. Loose ball retrieved by Goodman. Tipped out of bounds. Last touching Ware. And the Coyotes will have 2 seconds to try to get points before halftime. In play to Goodman. And now it's the Wildcats with less than 2. To try to turn it into a double-digit lead before halftime. Off the rim, but not quite. Not a bad showing for the Coyotes against the unbeaten and 11th ranked team in the country. Down by 8 at the half. Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC, he's coming up.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Good to have with us at halftime the commissioner of the ACCC, Dean Myrick. Commissioner, how are you?
I am good. A little chilly, but good.
It is a bit on the chilly side, but I am reserve all of my complaining for the heat.
Yeah,
I'm good
absolutely.
with the cold.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, November 17th, I guess it was, there was a press conference introducing the fact that flag football would be coming to the ACCC this year. Take us back a little bit and tell us how all this came to fruition.
Well, we actually started in 2021 when the high schools kind of started, their venture into that, and we just kind of watched it. So there was interest actually going back to 2021, but gosh, the more they kept growing, we felt like this was a perfect time for us to get in on the action and provide those extra opportunities, for the young women. So we actually have been discussing this a little bit since 21, but it really amped up since early summer in meeting with the Parks and Recreation Association, as well as the High School Association at the time with Alvin Briggs. So, it exploded at the high school level, and, the way that our conference is going with growth and, just the positive future that we have with the conference, we just felt like this was a really good time to go into that and see where it went. But, the press conference was great. We knew it would go well, but it by far exceeded expectations with the amount of individuals that attended, that viewed online. We have, heard from numerous media markets or companies that news and so forth that have aired that and have reached out for additional interviews. So it has blown up in a very good way. A lot of positive traction moving forward from the high school teams. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from them. So as you heard at the press conference, it's all about providing extra opportunities for the female student athletes, and we feel like this is a great sport for us. It's popular within the state. It's growing nationally, and feel like it's a good time for us.
I do not know if there's any correlation at all with the WNBA, which has just had an explosion in interest. Maybe it's not related to that, but it does seem as though women's sports has grown in a tremendous fashion from the standpoint of interest. Why is that? And where this is concerned, there just seemed to be this feel of excitement about this announcement.
I can't explain it, and you could kind of feel it in the room when people started gathering a couple weeks ago, and you could feel the excitement. I can sense it, with our schools, our ADs and presidents. So yes, I would agree. Female athletics is really gaining in popularity as well it should, and we are about providing those opportunities, and feel like that we can reach a population of student athletes that in the past we may not have been able to reach. So there'll be a few that are dual sport athletes at the high school level. I've heard from some softball coaches, hey, when I was recruiting for softball, they would ask me to come watch them play flag in the fall, at the high school level. So that may not be possible at our level to play dual sports. It would just depend on what coaches want. But yes, I would agree. I don't know if there is a correlation with the WNBA, but I just think overall, starting at the ground roots level, and we worked a lot, again, with the Parks and Recreation, because even at that level, at the ground roots level, in these communities, flag football has really taken off, which is spread to the high school level, which, we hope will spread to our level, as well.
This is the third day of December. We could be playing this in January as well. I mean, the interview, because of your popularity, we will have you at halftime for a number of games. But as of the 3rd of December, how many schools are already in to participate in flag football?
We're looking at 9, and I think that could go as high as 12. But it looks like a minimum of 9, which is, our goal was 8. And starting in the fall of 25, I expect there to be a lot more additions in the fall of 26. I think some, with everything else, are just kind of sitting back and saying, okay, how's this really going to go? And I really think, once they see how it's going to go and the popularity and the support, they're going to be all in the fall of 26. So I'm looking 8 minimum, and probably a maximum of 12 coming up this fall of 25, which is a good number for us. And like we shared in the press conference, we will have more in Alabama than the country combined, as far as flag football. So we're hoping that we can drive that popularity and get my colleagues across the country to look at starting that. But we're in a good position because we have enough schools that we can kind of do what we want to do. We don't have to rely on outside entities to schedule to play games, so on and so forth. So we can stay in state and have a full schedule, and I think we will have some really good teams. If you look at the the quality of flag football at the high school level, it's amazing. And we'll see 4 of those teams tomorrow at the Super 7, competing for, state championships. But I believe at one time we had 4 high schools ranked in the top 20 in the country. Phoenix City, Central Phoenix City is number 1 right now in the country. So if you've never seen it, I urge you to go watch a game. It's really, really exciting. And those young women they get after it.
It starts in the fall of 25, and the first conference tournament will be in the spring of 26. Is that correct?
Yes, as of right now.
All right, let's. We got a limited amount of time, so I want to get to one other topic, at least one other. Baseball Division II. I don't think we've talked about this in an interview yet, but if we have, we're going to do it again. There is a location now where D2 will be playing, and that announcement came, I guess, about a month back. So you're going to Montgomery again.
We're bringing baseball back to Montgomery and then Patterson Field. Be the first time since we have been at Patterson since 1998. So we're looking forward to that. I know our coaches are excited. So we'll play the first 4 days at Patterson Field, and then our championship and if game will be at Biscuit Stadium. They've been very kind to us to allow us to play there on their off day. So we're excited for this. Patterson has done a lot of upgrades to the field, and we met 2 weeks ago, and they're looking to do some more upgrades as far as the stands and stuff. So we're excited. I feel like this will be more conducive to the D2 tournament because of geography, as all of our D2 teams, except for one, are south of I-85, corridors. So we feel like that will help with attendance as well. So we're looking forward to it, and I know it'll go well. And the city of Montgomery is really excited as well.
And, of course, D1 baseball stays in Oxford. D1 basketball back at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Great facility from a year ago. D2's got a new home, too, moving to Montevallo. How did that happen?
We were scrambling, and I started looking at, possible facilities. And that time of year, the end of February, is difficult to find a 4-year school. You've got to find who's not playing at home, that weekend. And if they're not playing at home, are they willing to bring in, an outside tournament when, as we know, a lot of the assistants and all come from those teams. So, Montevallo and, athletic director Mark Richard was very receptive to us coming, and we look forward to that, and we'll start. Me, Robert. We're always looking into the future, so we're already talking about what happens after 2025, and I would like to kind of plant our flag. I know that's a bad thing to say after last weekend with the football, but we're looking to plant our flag somewhere and get more of a permanent, location where we're not, having to find different locations, year to year.
All right, let's bring the conversation full circle. You talked about looking ahead. Let's go to 2026 spring and a championship site for flag football. Where might that be?
I don't know, but I will say since that news conference, I've had 4 entities reach out wanting to host it. So it's, again, that's just one part of it. But once we shared that, it's been hey, we'd like to get in on that, and how can we get involved? So and it's kind of growing for all of our sports as well, Robert. I had someone reach out yesterday and went and took a tour of their facility, that are interested in bidding. So, and we've had one entity that's expressed an interest in bidding on all of our tournaments, to kind of, like I said, plant our flag somewhere. And so we'll see how that turns out. And, if it's something that's good, not only for the conference, but for our teams and, student athletes as well.
Well, Dean Myron, Commissioner of the ACCC, we appreciate so much the update on the conference, flag football specifically, but the new locations too for D2 basketball and baseball. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for all you do with us, and we'll see you at a game soon.
Thanks. Just about all white, Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Second half action gets back underway. The officials kind of trimmed their halftime a little bit short. Cut us about 18 seconds short. So we are about 21 now into the second half, but you didn't miss anything except the ball going from the Wildcats over to the Coyotes as we get second half action underway. Coyotes were the same five that began the game, beginning the second half. Murph, Young, Goodman, Smalls, and Key. And a little different look for the Wildcats. They've got Lewis, Hervey, Jackson, also Ware, and let's see who that fifth is, Gilmore on the floor. So that's not a little different, that's a lot different. Half number 2, a minute in. By the way, big thanks to all of you who subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're there, 5,400. And we savored the moment. And now it's on to 55. I don't think we can get 100 new subscribers before the game ends. But heck, we can try. And when you subscribe, you get access to games, shows, interviews, and more. 90 seconds into the second half, and we are where we were at halftime. 34-26. Given back to Gilmore. Coming out of the corner, Jackson. Gilmore with it back. Here be dumping it down low. Lewis getting around Key for 2. And the first bucket of the second half comes just about 2 minutes in. Basketball tomorrow from right here. Men's basketball, University of Mobile's JV, taking on Coastal North. Jason Thompson on the call. That hit the backboard. Picked up by Lewis. Dropped in for 2. And a whistle, was it of the offensive or defensive variety? Based on the reaction of the Wildcats, it must go against the offense. And it did. By the way, if you're thinking, oh, well, you got the night off tomorrow. Not coming to Monroeville. The only game on the agenda for tomorrow? No. Headed to Birmingham tomorrow. The ALA BCA annual convention taking place. Working with Barry Dean and company this weekend in Birmingham. Fan to Smalls, and she's charged with the offensive. So your infractions have been of the offensive variety. This is the first Pearl River game played on a Tuesday. They had one scheduled, it was canceled. So they haven't won one or lost one on a Tuesday. Coastal North has played one and lost it. Long two, a little too long. And it's Hersey with a miss. Goodman going the other way with it. Over to Crusoe, who has checked into the game. Goodman. Tipped away, able to get it back. Double team, meaning somebody's open. Young in the corner, able to save it to Crusoe. Crusoe. And that will go out of bounds in the hands of Gilmore. Two seconds on the shot clock. Rogenet Hilliard into the game for the Wildcats. Off the rim for Goodman. Off the rim, rebounded by Smalls. The best in the ACCC, 10.7 boards a game. Stolen right back. Gilmore got the look, couldn't get it to drop. Out of bounds, off of the Coyotes. Bell into the game, and out will go Gilmore for the Wildcats. Trying to win their 10th in a row. Coyotes trying to make it 2 straight. A little more than a week ago, a win over Enterprise State. Did have a game in Georgia slated against Albany Tech in between now and that Boll Weevil game, but it was canceled. So the Coyotes with about 8 days off since last playing basketball. In play to Hilliard. Sends it out front to Smith. That got rim, but did not get 2 or 3. It is Young with it. Crusoe blocked by Hilliard, but Crusoe goes down taking a shot to the head. Rubbing that noggin going, that smarts a bit. Still paying that left side of the head a little attention. And smacked pretty good, goes to the line and shoots 2. Crusoe a 62% free throw shooter. She'll hit them both. It is interesting, the similarities between Coastal North's men and women. Both teams are #1 in the conference in rebounds. Both teams, men and women, near the bottom in free throw shooting. Purely coincidental, I'm sure, but just interesting nonetheless. Hilliard with a bucket. A frustrated Key. Thought she'd put up all the defense necessary to stop the points. But instead, Hilliard the bucket and the 71% free throw shooter going to the line. An 11-point Wildcat lead. Goodman to Young. Had 2 of those in the first half. Has 1 here. That takes a noticeable bite out of a 11-point lead. Top side to Riley, and she will match the Young 3. Timeout on the floor. It was asked for by Pearl River, but I think that is your, at least it's your slot for your media timeout. I'm not sure if we are taking the media break or not, but what I am sure of is we're taking a break.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Inside 5 to play, quarter number 3. Tipped away back court, but it did touch Riley. So Goodman could go and get it legally. Out front to Crusoe. And Smalls, apparently thinking Goodman was a little taller than Goodman actually is. Riley at the elbow, leans in, jammed it. Riley able to get it back, and it is Goodman coming out of the pack with it. Feeds into the corner. Young throwing it away. Stolen by Smith, and then Goodman will commit the foul. So the Wildcats put it in play from the near sidelines. Goodman coming out of the game. Murph is going in. Also Jean checking into the lineup. And Young will go out. Put in play by Smith. Bell's got it out front. And there is an illegal screen. Lewis, the guilty party. Still Coyote basketball, but apparently there is moisture on the floor. Murph says, give me that. I'll polish this floor. Give it a shine. Boy, there looks a little more than just moisture being swiped up. And as a matter of fact, Murph tossed something aside. 3:31 to go in the third. Crusoe to Smalls. Packet goes to Crusoe. Top side to Murph. Into the paint, Murph. Short on the 2-try. Tipped into the corner, Riley able to get it. Nothing there for Smith, and she will send it back out front to Gilmore. Jumper from Riley, just a little bit strong. Hilliard with it. Got it back a second time, and this one she will bank off of the glass. Murph from the corner to Key. Key shot short, Riley with the board. Gilmore to the Wildcat into the floor. And she'll hit the 6-footer. Pearl River expanding that lead to 15. Murph into the corner. Young with 3 threes in the game. Smalls hands it back over to Murph. Murph in the paint, drives, banks it. Got rim and window, but most importantly, 2. And you got a foul. I believe that was called on Hervey. So the Coyotes to put it in play. And we'll do it from the sidelines. Coyotes with LBW next on Friday. Pearl River is playing in Shelton State's Classic on the 14th against Walter State. Team out of Tennessee. Put in play from Jean to Murph. And it's Lennox into the ball game. Murph misfiring on the 3. Smalls has got it. Back out front to Murph. Just a little bit short on the Lennox 3-try. And bodies on the floor in the corner. Hey, the new JUCO Rush drops tomorrow. And we'll talk with Drew Dallas, the head coach of Hutch, and Scott Strohmeyer, the head coach at Iowa Western. 2 teams battling for the NJCAA Football National Championship. And you guessed it, it is available on YouTube. So, yeah, there are multiple reasons why you should sign up. And while you're doing that, don't forget about us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. Coached over the rim by Jackson. Murph to Goodman. Murph in the paint. Trying to feed it over to Key, and Key just wanted it worse. Got it, put it up, couldn't get it to drop out of bounds off the Wildcats. So it is Coyote basketball. Senia Smith into the game. Out of the contest goes Corey Ware. Murph from the elbow, just a little off the mark. And Key in a jump ball with Hilliard. Possession arrow favoring the Coyotes. This is Phelan Payne coming in for the Coyotes. Riley will leave the game. Into Key. And that's swatted out of bounds by Natasha Baines. I'll make that Barnes. Game clock winding down in the third. Lennox trying to get it over to Jean. It'll go out of bounds, and that will be it for 3 stanzas of basketball. Pearl River, 15-point lead going into the fourth.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Jean tucking in the jersey before we resume play. And you got the fourth underway. Jumper from the elbow, block. Jackson picked up by Jean, given to Murph. Coyotes trying to rally in the final 10 minutes of this one. Murph with a drive into the paint, feeds to Key, banks it off the window. Brought down the floor by Barnes. Barnes with it back at the timeline. Jackson out front. That is a long three from Barnes, not there. Rebounded by Jean and given to Murph. Rejected down low, but Murph's got it. Feeds to Sanders, and Sanders will draw the foul, and now you got a technical. A little verbiage going on. Did they tee both up or one? Well, the officials conferring. I'm fairly certain they teed up Hilliard. Now the question is, do they also get Sanders? So the officials conferring. Well, we're going to get technicals. We're going to get Sanders shooting free throws based on the foul. Now, we may not necessarily get technical shots if you got the double technical. Well, they may have called I was trying to pick up the numbers from here where the official holding up the fingers, and I'm not sure who she cited as the guilty party. Well, not going to be shooting free throws yet. Now we are. Conversation over. And back to the line. Sanders missing both of the free throws. And apparently they did call a technical on Sanders. So that's got us clear now on the numbers the official was holding up. It was Barnes who committed the foul that put Sanders at the line. It was Sanders who committed the technical that has got Jackson at the strike. She'll make both. Lead grows to 15. So no technical on Hilliard. Hilliard just responding to Sanders. And Sanders picking up the tee. Jackson with the free throws turns it into a 15-point game. And that it in a nutshell. Lennox batted into the air, retrieved by Jean. Murph off the glass and rim. Rebounded by Lewis. Riley gives it to Jackson. Jackson will lean in, too strong. Tipped into the air, Jean with a grab, goes to Murph. Into the corner, that is Lennox. Swooshes in the three. Driving into the paint. Nifty little move by Gilmore. Murph to Jean, gives to Goodman. Goodman on the floor trying to save it. Timeout called by the Coyotes. To save the possession, timeout is called. 7:06 to play in a 52-38 game. Tuesday night at the Cooper Center here in Monroeville, Alabama. Coyotes trying to pull off an upset, but only 7 minutes to do it. Down by 14. In play to Lennox. Floats it to the glass. A little strong Lewis with it. And then Key reaching from the backside and committing the foul. Then they're going to charge Lennox with a personal. Could have gone on either one. Lennox to the front side, Key to the back. But they will call it on Lennox. Jackson picking up the dribble to Riley. Flips it down to Lewis, taking on Key. Rebounded by Jean and given to Goodman. Bounce off Merv, retrieves it near midcourt. Jackson grabs it, stumbles. And he got a jump ball. Possession arrow, keeping it on this end of the floor. And more moisture to take care of. Well, even fans willing to contribute their towels. Moisture dammed up. Coyotes to put it in play. Put in play to Goodman. Feeds over to Key. Key banks it. It is a 12-point game. Jackson, nice feed to Lewis. Sat on the rim and drops in. And there is a walk from Jean. Young coming into the game. And Jean will go out for the Coyotes. Hervey in and Riley out for the Wildcats. Hervey, top of the key, defending is Goodman. Hervey drawing the foul. Got a halftime score from Bay Minette. Coastal South with a 27-25 lead over Tallahassee. That is women's basketball in Bay Minette. Jason Thompson on the call there. When we wrap up here, if you want to go there, then please do. When we wrap up here, if you don't want to go there, well, okay. Just wanted to give you the option. Here be a 72% free throw shooter, 7 points a game. The most points Pearl River has allowed in a single game was 56. And that was to Mineral Area. Nice pass from Young to Key. She'll draw the foul. And I believe that's got us to the media timeout. It has. 4:56 to play. Wildcats by 16.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive.
Key with 2, misses the first of those 2. NCAA Top 25 women's basketball tonight. Number 11, Ohio State with an 80-46 lead over Ball State. That is with about 2 minutes left to play in the game. And then a little later on tonight, number 5, USC and Fresno State. Turnaround no good, rebounded by Hilliard. Couldn't get it to drop, Murph's got it. Wraps it up, feeds it over to Goodman. Lennox, she's got another 3. Goodman with a push. Non-shooting foul, not necessarily a bad foul, I guess. In that at some point, if you stay behind, you're going to need to stop the clock and have them shooting, and you're not quite there. That is the 4th Coyote foul. Bell with it out front, in traffic. Banks it. Wildcats back to a 15-point advantage. Into the corner for Young. She's got another 3. Well, the Coyotes may not have enough time to swap 3s for 2s, so they've got to get some stops. In traffic off the glass. Rebounded by Hilliard. And there is a reach in by Murph. So Hilliard will shoot. .310 to go. Again, very good free throw shooting team. Making the most of their free throw shooting opportunities. Hilliard hits 2. She'll come out of the game and Lewis will check back in. In play to Goodman. Lennox walked with it. Trying to put on the brakes and the Goodyears didn't hold. Wildcats basketball put in play to Gilmore. Gilmore with Lennox defending. Pearl River running time off the clock. Smith. Swatted away by Smalls. Able to get it over to Lennox. She'll launch the 3. In and out. Rebounded by Lewis. And again, the Wildcats will use the opportunity to run time off the clock. Young committing the foul. Gilmore to the stripe. And I think that towel that was offered by a fan earlier now being put to good use. The official saying, hey, can I borrow that? Well, there haven't been many nights where Pearl River has been held to less than 70, averaging 77 a game. Their lowest output of the year against Chat Valley when they scored 58. Coyotes' best defensive performance came against Delgado, holding Delgado to 44. Wildcats hitting the free throws down the stretch. Goodman picking up the dribble over to Small. Goodman with it back. And she walked with it. So Pearl River looking like they will improve to 10-0 on the year. Coyotes will fall to 3-7. And yeah, you want to win them all, but if you're the Coyotes, the important game is Friday against LBW. When the Coyotes will look to go 2-0 in the conference. Jackson to Bale. Off the rim with the 3. Got a jump ball, and the possession arrow keeps us on this end of the floor. And now it is towel time. Unlike Pittsburgh, though, this would not be the terrible towels. Getting moisture off the floor would be the terrific towels. Riley back into the game for the Wildcats. Gilmore puts it in play from the baseline. Riley missing down low. Smalls the rebound. Gives to Young. Into the corner. Key able to tip a tall toss back to herself. And that is through Young's fingertips. Gilmore defended by Lennox. Game clock inside 30, shot clock now inside 10. Gilmore and Key with a foul. And now a technical might have been called on Lennox. So Lennox going to the sidelines. To the stripe is Gilmore. And now Jackson shooting the technicals. I don't know that Pearl River has missed down the stretch. .20 lead, 20 seconds to play. And apparently somebody has committed 5 fouls for the Coyotes. And that is going to be Small. So Small will come out of the game. Jean will come back in. And Small is fouled out. Caruso into the game. Wildcats just going to run this one out. The Wildcats will go to 10-0 on the year. Coyotes 3-7. At home, the Coyotes 1-5. On Tuesdays, 0-2. And against Mississippi, 0-3. But what matters for the Coyotes is games like Friday when LBW comes to town. Those are the games these Coyotes definitely want to take home. Pearl River wins it 66-46, your final score. And again, a reminder, Jason Thompson on the call in Bay Minette, where Coastal South and Tallahassee are playing as we speak, if you want to check that out. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Jason will. The men Coyotes and the men Rams of the University of Mobile's JV. Until then, for all the Coastals and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.